The Multnomah County Courthouse in Portland hums with anticipation as Nora Bennett, 33, stands in a crowded courtroom, her thrift store blazer slightly creased, her hands steady despite the weight of betrayal. Her husband, Ethan Caldwell, 36, leans back on the stand, his designer suit pristine, a smirk curling his lips as he declares, "She's only after my money. She never held a real job." His mother, Evelyn, sits behind him, her emerald earrings glinting with smug approval, while his legal team casts disdainful glances. For 7 years, Nora worked 3 grueling jobs, clerical work, food cart shifts, rideshare driving, to fund Ethan's tech startup, Flowcore Solutions, sacrificing her promising finance career. Now, their divorce exposes his cruelty, fueled by Evelyn and his assistant, Sophia. As Ethan's words echo, Nora rises, her voice clear. "Your Honor, I'd like to submit this prenup from Lisbon." The room gasps, Ethan's confidence faltering, a moonlit night abroad flashing in his eyes. Nora's sketchbook, tucked in her bag, holds a pressed rose from that trip, a symbol of dreams she's ready to reclaim. Stick with us to see her fight. Subscribe and hit the bell for stories that ignite resilience. The soft glow of string lights bathes a trendy Portland loft, where Nora Bennett, 26, steps into a friend's art gallery opening, her sharp blazer and confident stride reflecting her rising star status at Cascade Financial. At the heart of the room, Ethan Caldwell, 29, holds court, his animated pitch for Flowcore Solutions, a supply chain app to streamline small businesses, drawing every eye. His vision, efficient, revolutionary, lights up the space, and Nora, fresh off a promotion nod, feels the pull of his ambition. Later, on a rooftop overlooking Portland's twinkling skyline, Ethan confesses his struggle. No investor will back his unproven idea. "It's just capital," he says, his voice earnest. "But it's everything." 3 months into their electric romance, Ethan's laptop, the lifeline of his code, crashes beyond repair. Without hesitation, Nora buys him a new one, her heart swelling when he whispers, "You're investing in our future." By 6 months, Ethan quits his tech support job to focus on Flowcore, his savings evaporating as investor meetings yield only polite rejections. Nora steps in, covering their shared rent, then his car payment, then prototype costs, each expense logged in her rose-embossed sketchbook, a pressed Lisbon rose tucked inside as a quiet promise. Ethan's assurances, "It's temporary, Nora, just until we get seed money," ring over late-night takeout in their modest apartment, Portland's misty rain tapping the windows. Engaged within a year, Nora faces a crossroads. Cascade offers a transfer to Chicago, a fast track to senior management, but Ethan's slumped shoulders at the news speak louder than his measured, "I'd understand if you go." She declines, sketching her choice in her book, the rose a symbol of their shared dream. Weeks later, Cascade restructures, and Nora's role vanishes, a corporate casualty. Tears fall as Ethan holds her, suggesting, "Maybe it's a chance to build Flowcore together." Desperate, she takes a clerical job at half her old salary, then adds weekend shifts at a bustling food cart, the scent of grilled tacos clinging to her clothes. Portland's bridges loom over her drives, a reminder of the distance between her past and present. Ethan works tirelessly, his laptop screen glowing late into the night, but his mother, Evelyn, casts a shadow. At their courthouse wedding, her emerald earrings catch the light as she surveys Nora's simple dress with a thin-lipped smirk, murmuring, "Ethan needs someone who matches his drive." Nora's family, absent, had warned her. Her sister's voice echoes, "You're throwing it all away for a dreamer." Evelyn's disdain deepens, her comments, "You're not cut out for his world," stinging as Nora serves coffee to former colleagues, their pity sharp. When Ethan announces a Lisbon honeymoon, funded by a Portuguese investor, Nora's hope flickers. Portland's gray skies give way to Lisbon's golden light, but the trip strains them. Ethan spends days in meetings, leaving Nora to wander cobblestone streets, sketching the city's arches in her book, The Rose, a Bittersweet Anchor. Over dinner, Ethan's charm returns, toasting to our breakthrough, but his focus drifts to investors, not her. Nora feels the first crack in their bond, her sketch of Ethan coding, captioned, Our Dream, a relic of a unity fraying. Back in Portland, Nora's food cart shifts stretch longer, her rideshare gigs eating nights, while Ethan's promises of soon grow hollow. Evelyn's visits multiply, her voice dripping with judgment. Flowcore needs sophistication, not this. Nora's sketchbook fills with budgets, her contributions, laptop, rent, server fees, meticulously drawn beside the rows, a silent vow to protect her stake. Portland's tech pulse hums, but Nora senses a shift. Ethan's late nights at the office, his vague explanations, the way he avoids her eyes. Her family's warnings resurface, and the Lisbon rose, pressed tightly in her book, feels less like love and more like a reminder of what she's losing. Yet, in quiet moments, Nora traces the sketch of Ethan, her heart clinging to the dream they built, unaware of the safeguards she'll soon need. The city's riverfront glimmers, a beacon of resilience, and Nora, though stretched thin, holds fast. Her sketchbook, a map of sacrifices that will soon demand recognition in a courtroom that tried to silence her. Portland's relentless drizzle mirrors the exhaustion weighing on Nora Bennett, 29, as she juggles 3 jobs: clerical work at a medical office, weekend shifts at a food cart, and late-night rideshare driving. To keep Ethan Caldwell's dream, Flowcore Solutions, alive. Her once promising finance career at Cascade Financial feels like a distant memory, each sacrifice etched in her rose-embossed sketchbook, where a pressed Lisbon rose and a sketch of Ethan coding, captioned Our Dream, clinging to fading hope. Ethan, consumed by his supply chain app, grows distant, his assurances of just a little longer thinning as investor rejections pile up. Portland's bridges, looming over Nora's drives, reflect the growing chasm between them, while Evelyn, Ethan's mother, sharpens her disdain, her emerald earrings glinting as she snaps, "You're dragging him down with your small-time jobs." Her words cut deep, isolating Nora further as she serves tacos to tech workers, their glances a mix of pity and recognition. At home, Ethan's laptop glows late, but his warmth is gone, replaced by curt updates about code and pitches. Nora's sketchbook, now a ledger of her contributions, rent, prototype fees, server costs, holds the pressed rose like a vow to protect herself. Their Lisbon honeymoon, a year prior, replays in her mind. Not for its romance, but for the pivotal choice it sparked. While Ethan chased investors, Nora wandered Lisbon's sunlit alleys, her sketches capturing tiled rooftops. A chance meeting with Inez, a sharp American expat at a cafe, changed everything. Over espresso, Inez, sensing Nora's strain, shared her own story of uncredited support for a partner's venture. "Protect your stake," she urged, connecting Nora with a local lawyer, Mariana Costa. In a cramped office, Mariana drafted a prenup recognizing Nora's financial contributions and sweat equity, granting her 47% of Flowcore Solutions. That night, under Lisbon's moonlit glow, Nora presented the document as investor paperwork amid celebratory wine. Ethan, flushed with optimism and port, signed with a flourish, unaware of its weight. Nora tucked the prenup into her sketchbook, the rose a silent guardian, alongside a sketch of Flowcore's early logo she designed, a sleek arrow she'd hoped would define their brand. Back in Portland, Flowcore gains traction, a beta tester, a small investor. But Ethan's focus shifts. He hires Sophia, a polished assistant with a Yale degree and a wardrobe of tailored blazers, whose efficiency feels too personal. Nora catches late-night texts on Ethan's phone. "Great suit today. Dinner at Vino's?" "Us." Their tone too familiar, laced with inside jokes. When confronted, Ethan snaps. "She's professional, Nora, unlike your paranoia." Evelyn's frequent office visits amplify the sting, her praise for Sophia. She's the partner Ethan needs, cutting as she dismisses Nora's logo, replaced by a corporate redesign. Nora's sketchbook logs the betrayal, the arrow sketch now a ghost of her erased role. Portland's tech scene buzzes, but Nora feels sidelined. her rideshare passengers, some Flowcore employees, unaware of her contributions. Evelyn's meddling peaks when she suggests Nora stick to supporting from home, her emerald earrings catching the light like a warning. Inez's parting gift from Lisbon, a rose-shaped pendant engraved "Claim Your Space," hangs around Nora's neck, its weight grounding her as she navigates Portland's rain-slicked streets. A sketchbook entry captures her fear. Am I losing him or myself? Yet the prenup, hidden beside the rose, feels like armor. Its rose doodle from that Lisbon night, a reminder of her foresight. Nora's family, long estranged, echo in her mind. Her sister's warning, "He's using you," now painfully clear. Portland's riverfront glimmers through the fog, a symbol of resilience, and Nora, though worn, senses a turning point. The pendant's engraving catches the streetlights, urging her to hold fast. Ethan's growing secrecy, late nights, vague excuses, clashes with Flowcore's first paying client, a milestone Nora funded but isn't invited to celebrate. Her sketchbook, once a canvas of love, now charts a fight brewing, the arrow logo and rose anchoring her resolve. Inez's voice lingers, "Claim your space," as Nora braces for the betrayal she can't yet name, her prenup a lifeline in a city that thrives on reinvention, ready to rewrite the narrative Ethan and Evelyn tried to erase. Portland's gray skies mirror the weariness etched into Nora Bennett, 31, as she trudges through her third year of juggling 3 jobs, clerical work, food cart shifts, and rideshare driving, to sustain Ethan Caldwell's tech startup, Flowcore Solutions. The spark of her finance career at Cascade Financial is a distant memory, her sacrifices inked in a rose-embossed sketchbook where a pressed Lisbon rose, a sketch of Ethan coding captioned "Our Dream," and her erased Flowcore logo, a sleek arrow, bear witness to her fading role. Ethan, now a polished CEO, basks in Flowcore's growing success, its first paying clients a milestone, but his promises of relief, "Soon, Nora, we're close," ring hollow. The company's profits are reinvested, leaving Nora in thrift store sweaters while Ethan sports tailored suits, his new watch glinting at client dinners she's never invited to. Portland's tech hub pulses, but Nora feels like a ghost, her sketchbook logging expenses, servers, travel, rent. She alone covers. Evelyn, Ethan's mother, escalates her campaign, her emerald earrings flashing as she sneers, "You're not built for his world." Her voice sharp at Flowcore's office, where she now lingers, praising Sophia, Ethan's assistant. Sophia, with her Yale polish and sly smiles, hovers at company events, her familiarity with Ethan, late-night texts about "Vino's our booth," a knife in Nora's chest. The rose-shaped pendant from Inez, engraved "Claim Your Space," hangs heavy around Nora's neck, a reminder of the Lisbon prenup hidden in her sketchbook, securing her 47% stake. Flowcore's office, once their apartment's spare room, now boasts murals celebrating Ethan's solo journey, pitches, deals, awards, erasing Nora's contributions. Her arrow logo, replaced by a corporate redesign, lives only in her sketchbook, but a company award, tucked in a display case, bears its faint outline, etched secretly by an early intern who knew her role. A tech journal's glowing feature on Ethan omits Nora entirely, crediting his lone genius, and when she raises it, Ethan shrugs. It's the narrative they wanted. Portland's bridges, looming over her rideshare routes, echo the growing divide. Late one night, Nora borrows Ethan's tablet to pay bills, a task she still handles, and finds a lease for a luxury loft downtown, signed by him. Her heart sinks. The pendant burns against her skin. Confronting him, she demands, "Is this why you're never home?" Ethan's eyes harden. "We're done, Nora. We want different things." His silence when she asks about Sophia confirms her fears. Days later, divorce papers arrive mid-shift at the food cart, offering a meager settlement, 6 months of his new salary for 7 years of her life. Evelyn answers Ethan's phone, gloating, "You were a placeholder, dear. Be grateful." Nora's sketchbook trembles in her hands, the rose and arrow logo anchoring her rage. Portland's riverfront, fog-draped, feels like a crossroads. She visits Ines, now a mentor living nearby, in a cozy cafe where fairy lights twinkle. Ines, tracing the pendant's engraving, urges, "Use the prenup. Claim your space." Nora's resolve hardens. The Lisbon rose doodle on the prenup, drawn in a moment of hope, now fuels her fight. She meets Lena Voss, a fierce lawyer recommended by a food cart regular, in a bustling coffee shop. Lena's sharp eyes scan the sketchbook's timeline, laptop, rent, logo design, and the award's etched outline, nodding. "This is your story, Nora. Let's tell it." To afford Lena, Nora pawns her engagement ring, its small stone a relic of Ethan's early promises, now just another sacrifice. Portland's tech scene hums with Flowcore's rise, but Nora's erased contributions, her logo, her funding, her years, burn in her mind. Evelyn's office visits, Sophia's smirks, and Ethan's dismissal. You don't get this world. Build a narrative she's ready to shatter. The pendant catches the light as Nora sketches a new entry. I am enough. Ines's words echo, the prenup's weight in her sketchbook, a lifeline. Portland's skyline, piercing the mist, signals a reckoning. Nora knows the courtroom awaits, where Ethan and Evelyn's lies will face her truth, backed by the rose, the logo, and the award's faint edge. A testament to her unyielding role in a dream she built, note by note, in a city that honors those who fight to be seen. The Multnomah County Courthouse in Portland buzzes with a tense hush as Nora Bennett, 33, stands in a packed courtroom, her thrift store blazer faded, but her resolve unbreakable. The rose-shaped pendant engraved "Claim Your Space" warm against her chest. Across the room, Ethan Caldwell, 36, lounges on the witness stand, his designer suit crisp, a smirk playing on his lips as his legal team paints Nora as a parasitic opportunist. She worked trivial jobs. Nothing real, Ethan sneers, his words slicing through 7 years of Nora's sacrifices. Clerical work, food cart shifts, rideshare driving, to fund his tech startup, Flowcore Solutions. His mother, Evelyn, sits behind him, her emerald earrings glinting with smug certainty, while Sophia, Ethan's assistant, maintains a poised, detached air, her role in his betrayal unspoken but palpable. Nora's rose-embossed sketchbook, tucked in her bag, holds a pressed Lisbon rose, a sketch of her erased Flowcore logo, an arrow, and a company award's faint etch, proof of her uncredited contributions. Ethan's lawyers dissect her life, dismissing her $42,000 income from 3 jobs as menial, framing her as a gold digger leeching off Ethan's genius. Evelyn takes the stand, her voice dripping with rehearsed pity. Nora was peripheral, content to coast while Ethan built an empire. Each word lands like a blow, but Nora's pendant, a gift from her mentor Ines, anchors her, its engraving a silent mantra. Her lawyer, Lena Voss, sharp and unflinching, counters with pointed objections, but the narrative tilts against Nora. Portland's tech elite in the gallery, whispering her irrelevance. Her sketchbook's timeline, laptop, rent, server fees, logo design, burns in her mind. The rose doodle on the Lisbon prenup, a vow she's ready to honor. As Ethan's lead attorney, a silver-haired titan from Portland's top firm, begins his summation, Ethan interrupts, his voice venomous. "She's only after my wealth, Your Honor. She never contributed anything real." The courtroom freezes, Evelyn's earrings catching the light as she nods, Sophia's gaze fixed forward. Nora's legs tremble, but her voice cuts through, steady and clear. "Your Honor, I'd like to submit this prenup from Lisbon." Gasps ripple through the room, Ethan's smirk collapsing into a mask of dread, his eyes darting as memories of a wine-soaked Lisbon night flood back. Lena strides to the bench, presenting the document. Its rose doodle, a quiet echo of Nora's foresight. The prenup, signed by Ethan under moonlight, grants Nora 47% of Flowcore for her financial and sweat equity, a safeguard crafted with Ines's guidance. Ethan's legal team stammers, "We question its authenticity." But Lena's voice is steel. It's notarized, dated 7 years ago, bearing Mr. Caldwell's verified signature. She details Nora's contributions, funding prototypes, covering rent, designing the Arrow logo erased from Flowcore's branding, working 3 jobs while Ethan coded. The judge, a stern woman with silver-streaked hair, leans forward, her glasses glinting as she examines the prenup, its rose doodle a subtle nod to Nora's resilience. Ethan, tugging at his collar, mumbles, "I was not fully aware. There was wine." But Nora interjects, "He was sober enough to secure funding that same day." The judge's eyebrow arches, her nod signaling skepticism. Lena presents the sketchbook's timeline, the award's etched logo, and a photo of Nora's early spreadsheets, painting her as Flowcore's backbone. Portland's riverfront, visible through the courthouse windows, shimmers with promise, mirroring Nora's rising clarity. The gallery's whispers shift. Tech insiders now murmur about her contributions. Evelyn's earrings tremble as her composure cracks. Sophia slips toward the exit, her role unraveling. The judge recesses to review the prenup, her voice firm. "I'll rule on its validity shortly. Counsel, prepare accordingly." Lena squeezes Nora's arm, whispering, "We've got them." The pendant's engraving, "Claim your space," pulses with purpose, Inez's wisdom alive in this moment. Ethan's team huddles, their confidence fraying, while Nora feels her invisibility lift. The sketchbook's rose no longer a symbol of loss, but a beacon of her voice breaking through. Portland's tech heart, pulsing beyond the courthouse, awaits the truth, and Nora, forged by years of sacrifice, stands ready to rewrite the narrative Ethan and Evelyn tried to bury. Her prenup and logo, a testament to a fight she's winning, note by note, in a city that celebrates those who rise. The Multnomah County Courthouse in Portland vibrates with anticipation as Nora Bennett, 33, stands tall, her thrift store blazer a quiet contrast to the polished chaos across the aisle, where Ethan Caldwell's once smug demeanor crumbles. The judge, her silver-streaked hair pulled tight, delivers her ruling. The Lisbon prenup is valid and binding. Ms. Bennett is recognized as owning 47% of Flowcore Solutions and its assets. The courtroom erupts in murmurs, Ethan's face draining of color, his designer suit no shield against the truth. Evelyn, his mother, clutches her emerald earrings, her composure fracturing, while Sophia, his assistant, slips out the back. Her role in his betrayal laid bare. For 7 years, Nora poured her life into Flowcore, clerical work, food cart shifts, rideshare driving, funding Ethan's supply chain app while sacrificing her finance career. Her rose-embossed sketchbook, resting in her bag, holds a pressed Lisbon rose, a sketch of her erased Arrow logo, and a company award's faint etch, undeniable proof of her contributions. Lena Voss, Nora's fierce lawyer, had dismantled Ethan's narrative, presenting the prenup's rose doodle, the sketchbook's timeline, laptop, rent, server fees, logo design, and the award's etched mark, framing Nora as Flowcore's unsung pillar. The judge's voice cuts through. The court finds attempts to mischaracterize Ms. Bennett's contributions troubling, especially with documented evidence. She denies Ethan's spousal support motion, citing Nora's substantial stake, and orders mediation to structure Nora's ownership or negotiate a fair market buyout. Ethan's legal team, led by a now flustered silver-haired attorney, scrambles, their earlier arrogance replaced by hushed panic. Evelyn's earrings glint as she leans toward Ethan, whispering furiously, but his eyes are fixed on the floor, the weight of his betrayal sinking in. Portland's riverfront, shimmering through the courthouse windows, mirrors Nora's clarity. The pendant from Inez, engraved "Claim Your Space," a steady pulse against her chest. As the gavel falls, Nora feels a bittersweet surge. 7 years of sacrifice distilled to percentages, but her worth restored. Outside, Portland's tech reporters swarm, drawn by whispers of a leaked email exposing Evelyn's attempt to erase Nora's logo from Flowcore's archives, a scandal now denting her influence. Lena fields questions with precision, but a reporter calls out, "Ms. Bennett, how does it feel to be Flowcore's hidden partner?" Nora steps forward, her voice steady. Flowcore was built on shared sacrifice and vision. I'm ready to move forward, whether as a partner or not, depending on what fairness looks like. Inez, watching from a distance, smiles, her wisdom alive in Nora's resolve. Ethan's team approaches with a quick settlement offer, cash to avoid mediation. But Nora, clutching her sketchbook, refuses. I want what's mine, valued properly. The victory, though hard won, frees her from the invisibility Ethan and Evelyn imposed. Portland's misty skyline, framed by the courthouse steps, feels like a canvas for her next chapter. The Prenup's rose doodle, drawn in Lisbon's moonlight, is no longer a relic of loss, but a symbol of foresight, tied to the sketchbook's pressed rose and the award's etched logo. Evelyn's silence, her scandal breaking on local tech blogs, underscores Nora's triumph, while Sophia's absence confirms her fleeting role. Lena's hand on Nora's shoulder is firm. You did it! They can't erase you now. The pendant catches the light, its engraving, claim your space, a vow fulfilled. Nora's family, estranged but watching from afar, send a tentative text. We're proud. The sketchbook, once a ledger of pain, now chronicles resilience, its arrow logo and rose a testament to her role in Flowcore's rise. Portland's tech heart, pulsing beyond the courthouse, embraces the truth. Nora was never peripheral, but foundational, her contributions woven into every line of code Ethan claimed as his own. The leaked email, detailing Evelyn's sabotage, spreads online, tarnishing her sway and amplifying Nora's story. As Nora steps into the damp Portland air, the riverfront's glow feels like a promise. The Prenup's weight in her sketchbook, a lifeline she wielded with precision. Ethan, diminished, fades into his legal team's huddle, his empire no longer his alone. Nora's victory, forged in years of unseen labor, reclaims her voice, the rose and logo her enduring legacy. In a city that celebrates reinvention, Nora stands ready, her fight not just for equity, but for the truth, proving that those who sacrifice in silence can rise to rewrite their story, note by note, in a courtroom that finally listened. 1 year later, Nora Bennett, 34, stands at the window of her Portland office, Bennett Financial Advisors, the city's skyline twinkling as dusk settles over the Willamette River. Launched with the proceeds of a structured buyout of her 47% stake in Flowcore Solutions, her firm empowers women entrepreneurs, guiding them to secure funding and protect their dreams. A mission born from 7 years of sacrifice. Those years, spent juggling clerical work, food cart shifts, and rideshare driving to fund Ethan Caldwell's tech startup, now fuel her purpose. Each lesson etched in her rose-embossed sketchbook, where a pressed Lisbon rose, a sketch of her erased arrow logo, and a company award's faint etch rest as symbols of her fight. Ethan, once Portland's tech darling, fades from headlines, his reputation dimmed by the courtroom loss and whispers of his betrayal. Evelyn, his mother, reels from a leaked email exposing her attempt to erase Nora's logo, a scandal that stripped her influence, her emerald earrings no longer a fixture at tech galas. Sophia, Ethan's assistant, vanished from Flowcore, her role in his infidelity a fleeting footnote. Nora's sketchbook sits proudly on her desk, the rose-shaped pendant from Inez, engraved "Claim Your Space," catching the light, a testament to her journey. A wired feature crowns her a trailblazer to watch, weaving her story, Flowcore's unsung co-founder turned advocate, into Portland's tech narrative, crediting her financial grit alongside Ethan's code. Inez, her mentor, sends a bouquet of roses, their petals echoing Lisbon's promise, a note tucked inside. You claimed your space. Nora's family, once estranged, now reaches out, their pride tentative but real, bridging years of doubt. Her office, sleek yet warm, hums with purpose as Nora mentors young founders, sharing her story of the Lisbon prenup that secured her stake, its rose doodle a quiet vow of foresight. The award's etched logo, displayed beside her desk, draws questions from clients, sparking conversations about resilience and recognition. Portland's tech pulse, vibrant beyond her windows, embraces her as a symbol of reinvention, her firm a beacon for those erased from their own stories. Nora's lessons: sacrifice demands honor, betrayal fuels rebirth, silenced voices can roar, resonate with every client, their dreams safeguarded by her expertise. The Prenup's rose doodle, once a flicker of hope, now marks growth, tied to the sketchbook's pressed rose and the pendant's engraving. Nora's latest venture, the Rose Grant, funds women in tech, its name a nod to her sketchbook symbol. Recently, it backed a young coder whose supply chain app mirrors Flowcore's early vision, a poetic full circle that made Nora smile. Portland's riverfront, glowing under twilight, reflects her freedom, the weight of 7 years lifted. Her sketchbook, once a ledger of pain, now chronicles triumph, its arrow logo and rose anchoring a legacy no one can erase. Evelyn's scandal, still trending on tech blogs, contrasts Nora's rise, her integrity unassailable. Ethan's note, sent with the wired feature, "You deserved this," sits unanswered, a burned bridge left as a monument to lessons learned. Yet, Nora keeps the roses Inez sent, their scent filling her office, a reminder of Lisbon's turning point. Her evenings, once consumed by rideshare shifts, now brim with laughter over dinners with friends, real ones who stood by her through the darkest days. Portland's skyline, piercing the mist, feels like a canvas she's painting anew, each client's success a stroke of her reclaimed voice. The Rose Grant's first recipient visits, her app's demo sparking a mentorship Nora never had, the coder's ambition mirroring her own at 26. Inez's words, "Claim your space," echo as Nora shares her sketchbook, the award's etch sparking awe, its logo a silent proof of her role. The Prenup, its rose doodle a quiet hero, rests in a safe, no longer needed but never forgotten. Portland's tech heart, pulsing with possibility, celebrates Nora's truth. She was never peripheral but foundational, her sacrifices the bedrock of Flowcore's rise. If this story moved you, like, share, and comment. Who helped you find your voice? Subscribe and hit the bell for tales of grit and glory, because in a city built on reinvention, the fight to be seen can spark empires, and Nora's rose, blooming through betrayal, proves no one can silence a voice that dares to claim its space.